Get ready to match the stars as we play match game.
Cut the cord and ring that bell, baby.
Vinyl is in house today, and we're talking to the best Canadian of the VC ever. This is Frankie.
Shucks. Thank you, Christina. Awesome to be on the match game. This is it's a highlight of my week.
Oof. Quite the boring week it must have been, honey.
Yeah, you know.
Anyway, honey, I hope you know how this works, because this is 70s game show match game. Did you ever watch it when you were young, or not really?
You know what? I did not, but in preparation for today, I actually went on YouTube and watched vintage episodes of the match game, and I was trying to find like an old 1970s suit, and I wanted to wear like the flower on it, the boutonniere. It never happened. Maybe if you invite me back someday, I'll go 2 steps further and I'll get all that down, but it wasn't for today.
The thought of that alone, I need a round 2 from you. That ain't even a question. But listen, you know how this works then. I'm not even going to give you the rules. You guys at this point have seen how many of these I've done, so come on now. Let's not play ourselves. But the thing is, I cannot forget her. I guess I'm a bit contractually obligated to mention that Cher's in the house. But here we go.
Hello, Cher.
Why am I always doing these chicken shit gigs?
All right. So let's just dip in, honey.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, so what is your favorite color, dear? I went purple. For some reason, I went purple.
Purple.
I will never know. Black. How metal of you. Shoot.
Is black a color?
That's the thing, it's not, but still, it's a color in this case.
If you were to look in my closet, everything is either black, gray, and there's blues too. Like, I have an office job, dress shirts. They're blue. I guess in my shorts, it's basically all black and gray is what I'm trying to say.
Very cool toned, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest, likewise. I've got different shades of black.
No, I've seen yours. You have all sorts of crazy colors on every week. Don't lie to me.
No. But for 10 years straight, I was just wearing black. Because there's different shades of black, honey. There's pitch black, soft black. There's all kinds of black. Wool Light. I should have been sponsored by Wool Light at this point. But, but anyway, a favorite drink. Now, I went... this was tough, but I went beer, but also red wine sometimes. I don't know.
Ooh, well, there could have been numerous right answers, and I love red wine. Beer, it's okay, but red wine, but I don't drink it every day. But this I do drink every day, and it's not water. Water's there too, but
damn,
Diet Pepsi. It's
guys in your soda. I'm shocked right now.
I do. I used to be addicted to Pepsi, and then Diet Pepsi, and yeah.
Okay, you just answered my question, because I was gonna say, why do you like diet more than actual regular Pepsi?
Because the mid area of the body was increasing in size due to the sugar consumption in the Pepsi. So I switched to Diet Pepsi maybe 3 years ago, and unfortunately, I think I've become addicted since.
And you've noticed like a difference, like you're able to, what is it? It's just 0 calories, but not that much of a difference in taste?
There was, but now I got used to it. Now, I don't know. I have a Diet Pepsi every day, and my wife curses me out because this aspartame thing, and you're not supposed to consume this stuff, and it's horrible for you. But
Sheri understands.
She does.
The thing is, she knows that sometimes it's better to just have the real thing. Just have sugar. It's better than the
Totally. Yeah, I fall in this hole and I can't get out. But yes, Diet Pepsi. I hang my head in shame.
Honey, we all have our vices, You
don't have any vices? What's that stuff behind you? That's
fair. Very fair. Okay. Speaking of these.
Yeah.
Favorite Kiss album, honey.
Okay, well, I hope we get this because we're 0 for 2.
I know, tragic so far, but I'm just getting started, honey. I was just stretching my legs. I'm about to run soon now. I went this, I'll tell you why I went this, because this was one of the first videos of yours I've ever seen.
Okay.
Where Sheri bought this for you, but she wasn't the right squiggles.
That's a good guess.
Yeah.
But it's not what I put Kiss,
the
Kiss,
first-
the debut.
That's mine too. That's mine too. But I didn't want to be that obvious. Oh shoot! It was either gonna be that Love Gun or that. But yeah.
I think they got it right the first time.
Damn. That's
Actually,
my favorite.
I'm not a huge fan of Destroyer, to be honest.
What the heck? Why did Sheri get you that Destroyer then? Just because that was the only option?
I don't know. It was a very nice gesture.
Yeah.
It's a good. It's my favorite Kiss album cover. Does that count for anything?
That does count for something. Is that a half point I'm smelling?
That's a half point.
That's a
Half
point.
point. My favorite. It's an iconic album cover. But
Yeah.
the debut album, I mean, they still play half that album in concert to, I was gonna say to this day, but I don't know, COVID and all that.
No, but I agree. They know that was. It's funny how badly that was, embraced in the early days. Though Casablanca hated.
Yeah.
But anyways, Ace Frehley though, he's the one for me.
Is he
What about you, honey?
my favorite Kiss guy?
Yeah.
I guess Ace.
Yeah. Right.
Perhaps.
He had the best solo record in my opinion too.
Yes. Have you seen it? Have you seen what he looks like lately? He started wearing this horrible wig about a year ago.
No, I
went
thought you
from
were gonna say he's giving you that like Vince from Motley Crue vibe right now.
Oh, it's not quite there, but he was balding before. Also, he has this full head of dark hair. It's the craziest.
way.
It's crazy how these things happen in show business. I don't know what's going on.
Though? Some of these kittens though, they get like transplants. So maybe
Could
he
be,
has
yeah.
that. It might not be a wig. It might just be. I know that certain people have done it, like Nick Cave and all of them. They because they were balding too, and now all of a
Yep.
sudden they're like full on.
Yeah, could be.
Could be, honey.
Just
All
go
right,
bald. Just do it. Just do it. Go gracefully.
Yeah, agreed. Rob Halford embraced it.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Right? Now, speaking of favorite metal vocalist, that's exactly what I said.
Hold on. Where's my card?
Please tell me that's what it was.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes!
Yeah. Are you you're frozen. There you go.
Oh, we got it. We got it in full effect. Yes! And
Yeah,
I like
something-
how you respected him by saying Mr. Rob.
Mr.
How fabulous.
Mr. Halford. Mr. Rob Halford. Ultimate.
The best.
He's got so much control over his voice. I mean, of course, nowadays, latter years, it's not the same. He's aged. His voice is aged. But Rob Halford, circa like 1984, I think, when he really hit his prime vocally, and is just awesome, fantastic vocalist.
I couldn't agree more. The only thing about Rob, though, when you see them live, especially lately, like do you notice he does this like rocking chair thing?
Yeah. He hunches, it kind of hunches over
He
too.
hunches? Yeah, he hunches and does this rocking chair.
Yeah, and he kind of sounds like a troll almost or something. Like he's got this weird thing when he tries to hit those high notes, he just can't do it. And it's not even falsetto anymore. It's just like
You remember when he started to losing it?
do I remember when? I'm
Yeah,
not
like
sure.
you know what year it started to kick it? Like, was it only the past 10 years? Because
I would say a little longer, maybe early 2000s.
Early 2000s? What?
2005.
I don't remember it being that bad then.
Last 10 years for sure.
Yeah, less than years.
Because I know their last live album, they got to cut Painkiller, that song, out of their set because he squeaks through it. You know, it's sad to say, I love the man, but some things you just can't do when you're in your 70s or late 60s, however old he is.
Especially those kind of like demon screams that he used to do. I mean, come on, honey. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Okay, well, what about what's a genre that you feel like a bit of a novice at? You know, you started tickling in, but you're still a bit novice-y. Now, because I seen you do this in a video recently, you talked about Funkadelic, I went soul and funk.
Oh, it's a good one. I wasn't sure what approach to take to this question, Ms. Guru.
Okay.
Become a novice at 1,000 genres. So I assumed it was a genre that I'm a novice at, but I'm really interested in. Is that?
That's kind of what I was going for, yeah. I guess I should have been a little clearer.
Because you had a good guess there, but
jazz, shoot, that was one of the ones I wanted to write.
I've
But,
really been getting into this lately. I just, like the basics, I'm just learning.
That's okay. What do you
Miles
think?
Davis,
Nice.
Coltrane,
Yeah, yeah. You're such a love Coltrane.
Brubeck. Coltrane's my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, Coltrane. He had that swagger, honey. You'll start to realize he was very consistent in his albums too. He's really good. But I was actually gonna say that for maybe an album you couldn't get into, maybe. I don't know, but let's see what the most that you've ever spent, honey. Because I said some whopping number. Because I think you said this. I'm not sure. Something around here. Was that right? I don't know.
I think you skipped the question, but yes, I have the answer to this one.
Did I? Oh wait, I did. I skipped a question. Hold on. We'll answer this one now because I already revealed.
No.
Okay, wait a second. Didn't you say you spent like 180 on a record once? Or maybe you said you seen that record for 180.
100.
Bad memory.
Well, Kate. No,
Okay,
I can't. No, it was 100 plus shipping.
What was it, honey? You remember?
And this is the most, and it felt very indulgent to do this, like very.
Yeah, okay, the Quiet Riot record. Okay, it wasn't that then. It was something else that you were mentioning. But yes, I recall watching that. Now, why is that not getting a reissue? Why is that hard to get? That's brutal.
So.
I know they only made that in Japan, right?
They did. I mean, the history of it, I'm a big Randy Rhoads fan. Randy Rhoads played on Ozzy Osbourne's first 2 solo albums. But in his previous life, he was in Quiet Riot in the mid to late 70s. And Quiet Riot was unable to get an American record deal. So they released 2 albums in Japan, Quiet Riot 1 and Quiet Riot 2.
So that's what it was. I didn't know.
And of course, the band was kind of, I was going to say embarrassed by them. And they're not the greatest albums. I know after Randy died, they wanted to re-release them. And his mom said, no, unless you remix some of the tracks. So Kevin DeBro remixed some of the tunes and put together like a compilation album and re-recorded some of the vocals and brought it up to like 1998 standards. But you can't do that. You know as well as I do, you can't mess with history, right? Like leave it alone. It is what it is.
Speaking of having left tapes alone that are Randy's, have you seen that video of Ozzy like listening to it for the first time?
Yes.
Amazing video. Amazing.
Yes. And Ozzy had forgotten about it, but I'm not sure if Ozzy can remember what he had for breakfast today. So
good point, honey. This is why I love you, damn it. You're just so raw. Okay, how about this? How about an artist that your wife couldn't stand that you always liked? I don't know why. I guess because the album covers were so outrageous. I went Wasp. I don't know.
That would have been a good pick. And this was a hard one. So I actually went to Sheri and I said, what's a band I like that you hate? And she said, do you like Rush? I said, they're okay. I'm not a huge Rush fan, but sure. So I put Rush.
That's a really good one. There's like maybe 2% women at their shows and like they're dragged by force.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for sure a good one. I should have went there. But I was so like Canadian patriotic about it. I didn't want to sacrilegious it, you know?
Of course. So as a woman, what are your thoughts on Rush?
Okay, so I like Rush. I definitely like Rush. I think especially their musicality is definitely there. They are so tight. They're so like well trained to be able to like riff off each other like that. I mean, songs like for 20 minutes long, just riffage. I personally like it. And you know what? They have real great humor when you see them live too, that you don't really get to see. But their interludes live, they're pretty good. But I've seen them. I guess seeing them live, to be honest, won me over more because I was so impressed by how they were doing what they were doing live. I always liked them casually, but seeing them live made me like it more. And again, going there like not as a wife by force was kind of cool because there was a lot of guys high-fiving me at that time.
Really?
I went to the show alone. And some guys, they were like,
oh wow,
next to me.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're here alone? I'm like, who cares? I go to shows all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I go in alone, walk out with like 8 friends, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't mind it. And yeah, they were like, damn, high-fiving me the whole time. We're getting into it. But nice. I seen them in Hamilton a couple of times, of course, Neil Peart's hometown. So
Yeah.
that's where they really get a lot of like hooting and hollering, believe it or not,
For
more than
sure.
Toronto, which is
Yeah.
kind of bizarre. But anyways, let's not the whole rant about that. But yeah, I like them. I like
Yeah.
them.
No, that's cool. That's a fun story.
Yeah, definitely a different experience to getting into Rush. You know, I don't. So do you like Rush or not?
I'm not gonna. They're okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Like, is there any album that you're like, that's not bad?
What's the one on the steps of the Ontario legislature there?
Oh, Exits, like the Massey Hall looking one?
No. We're on the front steps of the Alberta legislature. Permanent
Pictures?
Waves? Moving pictures, yes.
Yeah,
Or they're moving the pictures of the building.
Yes.
But you know what? People look at me really funny when I say one of my favorite Rush albums is Grace Under Pressure.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa.
Right?
Damn. Yeah.
And I think because maybe that was one of the first Rush albums I heard. That's kind of like their poppy synth 80s phase, I guess,
that's
right?
Kind of a weirdy time for them. Like, people really didn't like that. You know what's an album that people really didn't like of theirs that I liked? Presto.
Oh, yeah, that gets a lot of mixed reactions.
Yeah, indeed. All right, well, okay. How about a genre that you just never could get into? Speaking of mixed reactions, I think this is somewhere there, maybe.
Oh, it's gonna pick that one. Oh.
They're gonna do this to me.
Half a point, because that's the okay. You're gonna laugh when you see this answer. Hold on, I got these things all mixed up now here.
Okay. Frankie! Is that even a genre, honey?
I don't know.
That is phenomenal. Okay, so I'm guessing you don't like Focus.
I don't like what?
Focus, Hocus Pocus. You know that record?
No, I don't even know what that is.
No.
I'm glad I don't. If
Yeah,
I answered that question, oh, my thing's frozen.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry, weird stuff. I kind of answered this question rather cheekily. If I had answered it in seriousness, I would put bluegrass because I don't like bluegrass whatsoever.
Yeah,
That's my least favorite genre.
I so got that, but I'm giving myself a damn point for that. Yodeling. I'm giving myself a point, honey.
Okay, I'll tell you why I put yodeling. I was being a smartass, but there is an explanation. So I'm not sure. Are you familiar with Corb Lund?
Oh dear, no.
We lived in Alberta for 12 years. Country music wears you kind of get into this, and
Okay.
Corb is sort of what would you call them? Like outlaw country.
So like a Johnny Cash kind of vibe.
Kind of like authentic, like real country. Maybe a little bit of I'm a lost for words. What's that?
Merle Haggerty kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
He's got an interesting story because he used to be the bass player in an 80s band called The Smalls, and they're kind of like an alt metal punk band that was really big in Western Canada. But he grew up on the ranch, and he grew up around horses and cattle and ranchers. It's Alberta. So that's what he does now. And I love Corb Lund. I buy all the albums he does, but once in a while he yodels.
No way.
And I'm just like, no, I got to skip that. So
I gotta hear this.
yeah, Corb Lund. Corb is really good. It's like, I would call it Canadiana, but there's no such genre as Canadiana or Americana, or it's like roots music, like roots country,
Yes.
outlaw country, that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Acoustic guitar, Fender Telecaster, stand-up bass, cowboy hats. Anyway, I'm a big fan, but that's where I get yodeling from because he yodels once in a while. It's like, no.
You just painted a whole Picasso picture in my head. I totally got it now. I got to hear that. But okay, what about this? I feel like I have to get this one because have I really watched your channel if I don't get this? Okay, a group or act that you collect all of their albums of, or at least try to.
Yep.
The Coup, honey.
Oh my God.
Come on. Don't tell me you did not write that one.
Hey, well, you know what? I do. There's 4 possible answers. There's 4. And I just picked a random one of the 4.
True. Or,
What?
wait, dot, dot, dot.
I put or, dot, dot, dot.
Dot, dot.
Because it's Kiss, Alice Cooper, Judas Priest, or Black Sabbath. Any of those 4 are correct.
So I'm smelling a quarter point here.
I think it's half a point. I think it's half. What? Yeah,
I'll give it to you. That's
yeah.
I mean, I like you. The fact that you did leave that dot, dot, dot left me room to earn that point. So,
Yeah. It's such a hard one, but Alice, yes. I mean, I am surprised that I don't want to say he's definitely not forgotten about, but I don't think he's really revered as much as he should be.
I know.
And people, I don't know what it is. What do you think?
I don't know what it is too. To me, it shocks me that he opens for some people that should be opening for him.
Yes.
Like, to me, it doesn't make sense. You know, like Motley Crue should be opening for him. You know,
Yes.
I mean, he opened for, who else did he open for? Like Deep Purple and stuff. I mean, Deep Purple I get, but still,
Yeah.
you know, like he opens for a lot of these people that I'm like, guy's a legend. Why isn't
Yeah.
he holding his own amphitheater shows, you know?
Yeah.
It's tough for him. He's always doing these suburban city shows, you know, out of the city because it's cheaper to rent and easier for him. And I get that, but I don't understand it either. His new albums, they're just as good. So
Yeah.
I don't get the, you know, sticking it only to the I don't know, like, you know, the Killer or like the Welcome to My Nightmare era, even though
Yeah.
that stuff is good and it has been recorded in Toronto, so hey. But, you know, he's more than just his 70s era. Like, he's actually one of those consistent, you know, legacy acts that I would say. Because there's some of these cats that constantly put out records and it's not nearly as good, but he's not
For sure.
one of them.
And speaking of the albums recorded in Toronto, I mean, Alice Cooper has a deep connection to Canada, and it was a Canadian producer who really shaped what Alice Cooper is, Bob Ezrin.
Exactly. Yes. Bob Ezrin did his coolest records in my opinion. But yeah, exactly. And that was Toronto homegrown, y'all. Welcome.
Yeah.
We're Canadian flavors here.
Yeah.
Yes. Maple syrup induced. But I don't know where, I think it was like somewhere in Etobicoke. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, yes, Bobby. And yes, his new album's being amazing. What was that newest record that he recently toured on? I love
Paranormal.
Paranormal, yes.
Yeah.
Loved that record. That was a great album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
And we saw that show. It was great. His shows are
Yeah.
always consistent.
Me too. Yeah, I never miss a Coop show. I love him.
No. We had tickets actually. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry.
No, carry on, honey. Carry on.
Oh, we had tickets to see him in April. Then they postponed it here until November. Then I just got a notice that it was just outright canceled. So
Yes, I got that too. Again, it was somewhere like, you know, like an hour and change drive, like 2-hour drive. But that's the thing. He never books Toronto unless he's going into Toronto with a big act that he's opening for. But he'll always pick like Sarnia or like Barrie, which is like, you know, a couple, you know, out of the city basically.
yeah,
Like Casino Rama here. I don't know if you know Rama here, but
I've heard of it, but
yeah, those are the kind of places he'll play, like Niagara Falls Casino, that kind of.
Okay.
That's kind of what he does. But
gotcha.
people are finding this riveting right now. Like they don't, like they're loving this.
Etobicoke. You know, I got Etobicoke. I don't know how to say that place. Etobicoke?
Yeah, because it looks like that, and I would say it like that if I wasn't from here too. But it's Etobicoke, and you're not saying the like K. It's Etobicoke. Just like how you don't say Toronto like Toronto, you say it like Toronto.
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 I hear
The T.
Toronto.
Toronto. That's like your OG. You're from here. If you don't say the T at the end. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Toronto and go hang out in Etobicoke with that drug smoking mayor guy. What was his name?
What? Which guy?
Yeah, the former mayor of Toronto from
God,
Etobicoke.
the
crackhead. Yeah.
Oh man, his son is nothing like him though. He was cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was for the people, man. All right, so what about this, honey? A major city that you always wanted to dig. This was dang hard. So I just went state for this one. Any city in California. Horrible.
Good
right?
guess.
Horrible. Come on, man. Why does everybody want to go to Tokyo right now? This is crazy.
You know why?
What, honey?
because of Mr. Daniel DK
Oh.
and
Did
his
he tell you-
stories of digging in Tokyo. I'm like, I gotta go to Tokyo.
Freaking DK, man, he's got good taste. He's
Yeah.
he's awesome. The whole scene here in Toronto, you would like love and adore and absorb. All the Cauldron babies, the Skullfist darlings.
Oh, yeah.
All that, man, you would eat it up here. But unfortunately, those guys don't play as much here. But when they used to, like 8 years ago or 10 years, man, you would have been in heaven.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome. But DK's like doing his thing now. He's killing it. He's playing for
Yep.
like Exciter. You showed me in the
Yep.
video. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Amazing. But
Yep.
but what is with Tokyo for you? Like seriously, it's
I love Japanese pressings.
Okay.
And this concept of everyone just talks about these stores with like all these Japanese pressings in immaculate condition. And it's like, wow, that'd be. Have you
The
been?
best city for you to go is Shibuya if you're into that kind of thing. Shibuya is where all of that saucy stuff is. What you're looking for.
Where's that?
Shibuya, it's like it's you know what it is? It's a city next to Tokyo, but it's like a small. It's like I don't want to say a sub city, but you know, kind of.
Okay.
But it's in the Tokyo region, but it's an area within it, and that is where all the tastiness is. Man, Tokyo still has Tower Records. Like they're cool over there. They got to go on. You know, they still have HMV and Tower Records. They buy physical mediums. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, Frankie, listen.
Yeah.
I wanna tell you. I mean, we did all right, but if you won, this is what you would have been getting. You could have won a third place trophy from Shot Put in 1983. I could smell the elbow grease. Oh, Frank, honey, you made this all too easy. But listen, you know how this works.
Throwing these down in shame because.
Do it with style, honey. Make it rain, honey.
Yeah, yodeling. What was I thinking? Yodeling. Could have been another point there.
I'm gonna have to redeem you for this one. But listen, you know how this ends, don't you, honey? We toodaloo you out. We toodaloo you out.
You're frozen.
Oh shoot, this is happening all too often. It might be me because I'm in a bad area, like a bad connection thing. But it's
Okay.
Anyways, so Frankie, you know how we end this.
Yes.
You know how I do this, honey. I toodaloo you out. I toodaloo you out, baby.
You're watching Vinyl Guru. Hi, Cher. How's it going? What are you doing? What are you doing after the show?
Why don't you come up and see me sometime? Scandalous, Cher. Scandalous. Scandalous.